Hey, remember last time we made that awesome Spider-Man game and everyone seemed to love it? Let's do that again. This is Spider-Man 2. No, not that Spider-Man 2. This is the good Spider-Man 2. Hey now, I'm just joking. It's a sequel to, well, the first game, Spider-Man 1. So if you haven't already watched it, well, I recommend you do watch it before watching this. There will be quite a few comparisons to that game. Now, is this a good game? Absolutely. Is it as good as the first one? Not really. I think by itself it's brilliant, but considering just how high the standard was set by the first game, it was never really going to reach that level of amazing, ultimate, or spectacular. It is essentially a copy and paste of the original, but with a few tweaks here and there. The controls are the same, the fighting is, well, the exact same. The traversal around the levels is still the same, except now, you can walk on the streets. On certain levels that is, but still, it's cool. The story of this game is very simple. Elektro is trying to convince everyone to join his electronic death machine United group. That, or he's just trying to do something simple like gain power to take over the world? Pfft, boring. To do this, he needs a diamond of some sort to amplify his powers. And the villains in this game are a bit more, how do I put this? Tame, compared to the outlandish and strange villains from the first one. Not saying the villains of this game are bad by any means, or if they're not strange. I just think the quality of the villains used in the first game was so much better, and it makes this one feel like they're just using the reserves that are fine but nobody really wanted. Something else you find is the feel I mentioned in the first game. It's in this one, it does feel like Spider-Man, but it's just in a different kind of way. Kind of like this is the cooler, edgy older brother of the first game. Just look at the difference in the menu here, for example. The first one had this amazing bright screen full of character and excitement. Now take a look at the second one's title. The game starts off in the same way as the first one. Sweeping camera angles, setting the scene, and a nice voiceover from Stan Lee.
A superhero do.
Now, if you played the first one, you know what's coming. Wait, what? No! This isn't what I signed up for. What is this? You know what? I'll take what I can get. Beast is here to lead you to the thugs trying to rob a store and cause a bit of mischief. Like the little hooligans they are. Let's see what they're up to. Oh yes, robbing a jewelry store and oh. Damn, okay. After putting out fires with your web somehow, you have to find out who that mysterious figure is by tracking them to a warehouse, where it's discovered in a shocking reveal it's actually Shocker. So now we have our first boss fight, which I immediately misunderstood on how to beat, and I had such a harder time than I should have with it. I just kinda kept punching him and kicking him until he let out an overdramatic noise. Almost as dramatic as Doc Ock in the first game, but let's be honest, nothing will ever top that.
No! I am defeated!
I think you're supposed to use these boxes to take him out, but hey ho, what's the point in having hands if you're not going to use them? You make your way to an airfield and casually defuse a bomb along the way.
That's it for the bomb. Now onto the airfield.
Here you have to clear out the bad guys who somehow have military grade turrets. Inside you'll find the stranger has transferred from on foot to a motorcycle to now a helicopter. Whatever next. And as a goodbye gift, he's even left you a perfectly working plane, and it even includes a pilot. Only catch is, the pilot's knocked out and you kinda have to rescue him. To do this, you have to clear all these obstacles out of the way, and web up the plane's propellers so they can't move anymore. This part took me a couple of tries because you have to be quick, and I just wasn't.
Okay, now that the pilot's safe, I have to get to that helicopter.
I don't know if you can call that safe, but sure, let the plane just run into all those cop cars outside. Now, we've had the motorcycle, we've had the helicopter, and now we end up in a train yard. I mean, personally, if it's between a helicopter that I can fly anywhere versus a train on tracks that you can't change the destination of, I'd go for the helicopter. But hey, maybe that's just me. This section is one of the most frustrating parts ever. There's these panels you have to activate in a certain pattern to open up the next section, which just sounds easy enough. They put the panels so far away it takes forever to find out what buttons you've already pressed, what combinations were where, and it really just hurt my feelings, and now the kids are crying. Thank you. After another section of pressing right buttons, you finally reach the train. But Sandman appears to delay you by putting up walls, attacking you all the time. This is all while the train is still moving. It is quite stressful, but once you reach that train, it does feel like a movie. Quick side note, but this cutscene right here is my favourite in the entire game. Why is Elektro clapping? Why is there ritualistic chanting?
But I get nowhere unless the team takes out Spider-Man.
Team.
Spider-Man!
Who knows, but it is hilarious. From this point on, it's kind of just boss fight after boss fight with a few platforming sections in between. First with Hammerhead and his thugs, then on to some drones and...
Let me know you're okay. Relax!
Like I expertly foreshadowed in the first video, you have to fight with Lizard. This fight is intense. He is absolutely feral, and not the kind of one you'd want to meet. You can only damage him after hitting him with an antidote web, which for whatever reason never appeared in my first playthrough of this one. Being constantly chased and yeeted across the room is utterly terrifying. And after a few shots of the antidote and a good old fashioned beating, he reverts back to Dr. Connors and essentially tells you that your villain is in another castle and to fuck off. On your travels across to the other side of town, you do have another run-in with Sandman. Same as the antidote, who you can only damage when he's hit with water. And when he's defeated, we finally set the stage for the final fight. Elektro has managed to take over a museum, where he waits for you at the top of it, using the power of the tower or something, I don't know. After using some statues he brought to life to hit a generator with, you have to climb up to Elektro. I hate this part so much. It completely derails the tension and build up for the final fight. Not only do you have to climb up here, with awkward camera angles and awkward platforming, you have these electric rings that only give you a split second to get up there. You've then also got Elektro who actually shoots down at you. And if you get hit by just one little thing, there is no checkpoints. You have to start all over again. It took me like 5 or 10 minutes to do this, okay? Now that's me saying that, and I know I'm not very good at games, but still, this should not be this hard, and it really hurt my feelings, and the kids are crying again. Well done, game. When you eventually reach the top, you face Elektro in a sort of spacey room. It's a pretty simple fight, just pick a spot and blast him with webs occasionally, while jumping out of the way of the objects he throws your way. Rinse and repeat until you've beaten him in this first phase. Ha! Did you hear that? First phase. There's 2 phases in this fight. Elektro escapes to his final form on the top of the tower where he's ready to drop his mixtape on everyone, and you have to stop him. It involves breaking the tower and these generators that will also make him vulnerable to your attacks. It takes a bit of time, but eventually you'll beat him. Quick side note, the damaged suit was a nice touch. After that, you have officially beaten the game. And more importantly, the kids have finally stopped crying.
Hey, that's not nice.
Overall, the game is good, but as I said before, it is overshadowed by the first game. It's really hard for games to produce an amazing first game and then follow up with an even better sequel. It is hard, but it's not impossible. And that's it. Did you ever play this game? Did you know that you are my favourite viewer, and you should like, comment and subscribe? With all that said, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe.